I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is March 13th, Friday, 2026. Hope you had a good day. And I know it's early. My day is now officially done. And happy Friday the 13th, I guess, right? So, just so you know, I mean, again, it's so hard to not like beat your chest and say, look at me, I'm so great. And that's why I don't show the trades and I don't go live and this and that. And how about this? The person's going live today, showing you where the price is going. Congratulations. How about the guy telling you the day before it's live? What's going on? So if you watch, I know it was an hour video, but I said yesterday, if they really wanted to fuck everybody, they would come the price lower. By the way, I ticked my the low of the day yesterday. Go watch yesterday's hour video. I know it's an hour. Guess what? It's free, and guess what? It's fire, right? And we ended up coming down to here. Oh shit. We ended up coming down to here. I said if they wanted to fuck everybody, I said they would come down lower, and then we would pop up, take out this liquidity, and sell back off. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go. I don't be playing. You think I'll just be drawing shit? No. So if you're new, this is for the new people, right? So, okay, back to humbleness, right? It's so hard to not like be excited. You know, it's okay to be excited, but I try to keep. That's why I don't show trades and go live. I'm going to show the trades today, just like I showed the live execution yesterday. But take a look. We came down. Well, we came. So this is the quadrant here. I'm still using the same levels, man. So price came down, popped up, got right outside the opening gap. Well, this is the opening of the current gap. That's the settlement of last gap of last fucking Friday, right? But we came out here outside. Then we rated outside the gap. See that? They didn't hit the -2 yet. We're coming for that though, probably. Then after that, this is the first imbalance of Monday. That's why it's very key. Monday. Man, bro, look at the bodies respecting, shoot straight up right to where I told you. And after that, it sold off. Bro, I know I'm not perfect, you know what I mean? But like, you can't get it better than that. But what's the point of this conversation is that we're bearish. Number two, you got Trump, he's saying the overseas war is going to be done when I say it's done, when I feel it in my bones. I'm watching this on Twitter. I'm like, okay, well, that's clearly saying that we're still bearish, right? Like, clearly, it's all a game. It's rigged. I'm telling you, people, I came into this business knowing it was rigged first. Not like ICT. He found out it was rigged afterwards, 6 years later and plus. And some people spend their whole life, they don't figure it out at all, ever. Right? How am I to know before? There's something going on here. It's worth asking. You guys are a part of my story, right? Okay, let me not veer off. But the point is that if it wasn't right, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. And he says it all the time too, right? The point is that, okay, so take a look at this setup here. I'm like, okay, well, we've already rated low. Now I want to come up higher and grab the liquidity. Where are we right now? I do a projection here, okay? Well, actually, before I even show this, take a look. I just got out of this trade. And look how we're coming right back out. Look at trade 3. Trade 3 is when we just dumped here and we were getting close to this. I said, you know what? I said, they're going to pull the rug on me trying to get to this low. I'm not a hero, number one. Number two, I want to get. They got real close to this -1 here. Boom. See that? And then I was like, I want this -2 because I'm projecting it here. There's a lot to fucking explain right now, so just bear with me. So I have this measurement here, and then I had the -1, and I was like, okay, they got the first imbalance for Monday, and we're gonna tap it. Maybe we'll come back in a second. It's still fucking early. It's only 11 o'clock. But I just got out. I said, done with. Okay, now let me go into that was with 4 contracts. Here I'm just with 1. Why am I doing that? Well, I traded with 1 I just made a big trade yesterday for 4 contracts, right? Okay, cool. I understood that we were coming back into this area, right? I was like 100% certain. And this was a lower high situation, right? Okay, cool. and with the body's explanation that I explained yesterday in the video. Okay, cool. Now we came down here. We got all these drives. We swept outside. We pretty much got these guys here, right? And then we're pushing back up. I have it measured here. Measured here. Projection. 3.5 to 4 is up here, right? Price was at 9:30. Well, you're seeing it now. So this is the early stage. Look, I have a look at this. Just look at this. You can't make this shit up. So I am selling initially at 9:30. So it pops up. Wasn't sure what it was going to do yet. So it pops up. Big, stupid wick rejection. I said, okay, they're going to come right back into this top 25. So I'm circling the 25% of the opening range gap. This is the midnight level, by the way, this green blue. So if we're going to buy, I want to see it sweep up. Sweep below it first. And then I also had this 25% level here. I have the 50%. So I'm circling pretty much that whole area. And if you look to the right, to the left, it's kind of like a breakout area, right? So we made a high and then we, boom, bust through right there, right here. I'm talking about right here. Okay. So we had already this pre-high at 845-ish or whatever, right? We came right back into the first imbalance of the month. And we almost squeezed these guys. Take a look to the left. We didn't take them out though. So I'm like, okay, algorithmically, I know we're going to want to come to the 9:30 and we want to come to the first imbalance of yesterday, right? And then, and yeah, that's what I want to go target. Plus, I have the 3.5 to 4 right here. Plus, hold on, they put this high in intraday before the 9:30 on purpose so they can build liquidity here. So they're selling the idea of it selling. And then what am I doing? I'm looking for a basic dump pump at the time. So today I'm looking at it like I don't necessarily know if this is going to, I know we're going to come down and then probably pop back up for a lower high. Obviously, this is a leg down. You can see it coming as a leg down on this time frame. You can see it as a leg, right? So this was a one channel. Right, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I gave you examples of yesterday, a channel up and then a channel back down. Yes, I did that, but that's just in this leg on this higher time frame. You can see that we're making a leg down, and I got out fine. Okay, cool. And then when we pop back up, I knew we are gonna make a leg up. But I was thinking that there's two options. Either they're gonna keep the fucking day a candle bullish day and just close it and stay in the range, which is option one, or option two is the one I'm showing you fucking now the day before, which is we come up and then we actually sell right back off. Okay. So that was the two scenarios in the day. So I wasn't sure. So just pay attention. So with this, I understand that, okay, well, we've made the lower low, that leg that I've talked about here, right? Now when we make the come back for a lower high. So I said, okay, well, we're going to come just a little bit shallow below, and then we're going to pop back up. I have the circle here already on the chart. See, I have two circles here. I already had the target of where I'm going to go before I even fucking get there, and I'm already selling here. Why? You see it. This is, well, you got this imbalance here, right? So we're using that as an inversion initially. We come up, they rate it, and then they sell off. So this, to me, I'm okay. Now looking for the dump. So dump, selling off, it's coming back in. Okay, great. We've now accomplished this. I can't even move the stop loss yet because I know that I'm going to be fucking moving quick and I'm going to reverse. Watch what, you can't make this up. So take a look. So I take this trade, small trade, and by the way, for the one contract, the reason why is because I took a big trade yesterday. My ego is involved. I'm pumping up my chest. I'm like, hey, look at me, and I'm about to like go crazy. I'm overconfident. Okay, so I know that I have to dial it back and get some money, get some money for the account so I can increase for the contracts. Just talking generally, okay? Because I'm trying to increase my lot size again, but it's just like it's very hard in this fucking conditions, right? So I already knew the game plan. So guess what? I'm selling off here and I'm coming back in here. So now I have it's very hard to do everything at the same time, and I'm telling you where my target's back up here. Okay, let's go to the next trade. Trade 2, and I was actually going to be done after this, but take a look. You just saw me sell into it. Right? And then when I saw this candle which is this current candle, 936, the way it closed. And I was like, nah, this is now that it's over. I'm on a oversold, by the way, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I see this. So what candle? What time? There was 936 candle. So the 937 is this big blue candle. By the way, now this is now the first imbalance of the day. So we're creating the first imbalance here. Okay. Then it's got created. And as soon as this starts retracing, I'm out and I'm buying. One contract. One funky contract, which is powerful because I know where I'm going. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look. Did I not have it circled initially? Do I have it? Do we fucking reach it? Yeah. So I have the retracement here. I have it measured here. See this? I'm retracing this measurement, and you got the 0.25. That's how I caught the low of the day yesterday. That's how I nailed. That's how. Oh, you can still see it on the chart. It's over here. See the 0.25? It's the same exact fucking low. 0.25 right there. I called the low of the day, but hey, I got out early. Hey, oh fucking well. Right? Later in the day, I was like, you should have held it. Can you imagine still saying something that you weren't perfect and you still... Fucking amazing, this business, right? Okay, but we have to be aware of these things. So the retracement, it's a retracement, right? So negative 0.25, negative 5. Notice how my circle isn't up here. Now, why am I doing this? Well, the average daily range, so back to the two options of which day would it have been. Would it have been would it stayed closed, a bullish day and higher? Or was it going to reverse? So if that's the case, this is 24,400. Let's just call this 24,400 low. The average daily range today was 550. Okay. So I'm looking at it like, okay, yesterday we hit like a 400 points. So low hanging fruit, not even 500. Let's just say 400. Where's 400 above 24,400? Look where I'm getting out of the trade. 98. We're talking about 2 points less than 2 points away. Actually, we did hit it at 800. So that's 400 points. So I'm using the average daily range for this trade that I'm showing you. I'm using the average daily range. And guess where? The circle is highlighting back to the 9. So above this liquidity that they didn't sweep, obviously above this high that they internally made pre New York, the 3.5 to 4. There's an old weak gap in the background. See that old weak gap right there? It's sitting right there. But then more importantly, the 930, first imbalance of yesterday. Look how look where my stop loss is right above it. Look where we made the high of the day. I'm catching the high of the day. This is the high of the day. Ends up being the high of the day. So I know that my circle is minimum. Forget this fucking high. Above. So the 0.25 is minimum. And then the 0.5 is minimum. And then I was seeing if they wanted to tag this guy. The 50% of the old gap in the background. See the old gap? See that? So this is encompassing all of that. Dude, and it just kept rushing. So I'm trailing here. Trailing the low. Trailing the low. And then when it made this big candle, I'm not giving up anything back. Squeeze aggressively. Boom. Right above it. Beautiful. Over fucking bought. Just fire, dude. And then guess what? We get this shit here. So that's the high of the fucking day. That ended up being a wick. A bearish candle. This ended up being a bearish candle. I'm closing up to the top. So now when we got here, I was actually done. And I was like, man, beautiful. Congratulations, buddy. Good job. You know, I wish I could go smoke, but I can't. So those days are over. But I'm content, right? So now I made some money, right? And I said, okay. And then I saw this. It retraces back to this high here. And I'm like, I'm not. So remember the two types of days this could be. It's going to either close bullish or it's going to reverse. Right? This is a reversal profile if it reverses at the New York Open and all that, right? Or London close or New York Open, right? I understand that in time-wise. Okay, so then it retraces. So I was like, what if it birdies up? I leave it alone. It double tops I'm like, oh, okay, so it's just retracing. It's just probably retracing. But guess what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to be fucking done anyway. I was not interested. I wasn't trying to catch it. I could have sold it. As you see, I'm fucking getting out at the top. So, anyways, and then, look at that shit. Anyways, so then, then bodies are stuck at that first imbalance of yesterday. And then keep in mind of this first imbalance of the month. Right there in the big fucking green, right? Remember, we bought. So, by the way, this first imbalance here of today, we came up. I'm literally getting the momentum straight up because I know exactly what time it is. They just swept this liquidity right here. See these guys right here? They just swept that, right? And the guy at 9:30 originally, right? Okay, cool. And just so you know, this came right back into the opening day gap. That's there's not a lot of shit on the chart. It really isn't. This is the opening day gap. This red line right here. This is where the day opened at 6 p.m. We just, cause, and I just got reminded, this is why, look at this. Ugh, it's okay. I took profit right there. Where am I going? Fuck, man. See, my emotions is like, you should have fucking held it. But, what's it called? This is the gap, the current week gap. So when, just like the opening day gap here of today, and then the midnight level. Well, forget the midnight level because people don't know about that. They can see this visually here. What am I doing? We are leaving this gap. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying. We're leaving the gap to go away from the bottom gap. Okay. Oh my God, I can't believe it. So funny. So what do? We bounce. Boom. We bounce right on top of the 930. And look how that first imbalance is the 50% is laying with that 930. So beautiful. Bounce right on top of it. I'm already in, baby. Boom. Taking off. Okay, sorry. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying. So we get this double top, and then we have a short-term high to the left and a short-term high to the right. Now I was like, this is gonna be a fucking head and shoulders. First they double topped it, man, and I've seen this a lot. I've seen this a handful of times, right? But the point is that I don't know if it was gonna still push back up. I still now understand that both options are on the table of it being back to bearish, and I'm like, dude, it can't be this easy. I'm telling myself it can't be this easy. Like literally, I'm saying this, and it's the market, man. Whatever, lower high. Now the 15-minute. This is the point of the conversation. Sorry, when we reverse like that and close, I was like, well, this could be another higher low to push up, but it's not likely. And if it was to, again, I'm not really gonna be involved. I said I'm not gonna fucking trade. I'm just tape reading. I also tape read. Even when I'm done trading, I also tape read. You know what I'm saying? So, and then do my notes, my journal, and my all that stuff. So, right? And then I chill a lot too. But anyways, bodies are stuck here. You get a bearish imbalance comes back. I said, okay, well, if it's gonna push up, it's gonna have to push up from here. The 15-minute is saying it all right there. The 15-minute, you have this strong candle, and then we get a closure back. It's like, dude, you don't want to see that. So this next candle, which is, which fucking candle is this? The candle I'm talking about is right here, dude. You're going to pay attention. If you're new, especially. This is the 10:15 and then this 10:30. See how the 10:15, it comes back in and it closes back in, which is a possible swing. And then this next candle, which is the 10:30, can shoot up. The price was shooting up and it was bold face bullish right here. This is a bearish imbalance on the 15-minute. This is also a balanced price range, but it could have ran right through it. It could have. That's why I didn't fuck with it. Okay? It could have. And it's bullish, strong candle, I'm telling myself it's gonna, and it's early. It was literally 3 minutes in. It was so early, and I'm like, this candle has to close and be strong. Has to be a strong closing bullish candle and keep going for it to be going back to up here as that daily candle I was talking about being bullish. It started rejecting, and then here's the first imbalance of the fucking month. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Now you'll see. Well, I'll drag this out. But you'll see that we stop right here. Now, remember, what time was this? This was 10:30. So where's 10:30? Right here. Here's 10:30. It shoots up. It's only been 3 candles right there. And it's sitting right here. I'm like, you're going to have to keep going if you're bullish. You're going to have to keep going. Guess what? It starts pulling back into here. I'm like, okay, we don't know yet. And then this candle, 10:34, pushes down. So we've sealed this imbalance. I didn't draw it, but I have this one drawn. Then it closes there. I'm like, okay, well, it's got to buy from here. Period. Like, it's got to fucking buy from here. All right. Could I have took this sell and sell? Yes, but it wasn't safe for me. I wasn't gonna. I've already smashed the day. My day was already fucking done at what time was this? At 9:46. Okay. So, and then you get this candle here, this 10:35. So now it rejected inside that balanced price range, and that imbalance, I didn't draw it right there. Dude, this is bearish. It's already flipping right back over. That's it. It's already made its lower high, and now we're going back into this understanding of this option. Then I say, I'm going to participate. I'm going to participate because I know what options are on the table. Okay, this is how, from experience and growing, all right? So you don't think I'm fucking crazy. I'm showing these trades just so you know I'm not crazy. Because I know a lot of people, they'll want to see my trades and they want to do this and that, and you don't want to watch me and follow me anymore. And it's like, dude, I need to trade in peace, bro, because this is the way I am. I have health issues now and all types of shit, dude, so just bear with me. But anyways, remember, I understand that this first imbalance is also tagging it. I didn't drag this out. I see that. And then we get that stupid candle here. If this bearish candle here, it is not buying again, right? Like it's not buying. It's just not buying. You're coming underneath now the first imbalance. Remember, I got that first imbalance of today in the green there. Here's the opening range gap. Yes, it was empty. So I put the circle here to come down, and then I put the circle here to come up. Now, if I was to have been bearish from here, which I should have been, but that's okay because, hey, the week's fucking over. I don't care. You know, I've already accomplished what I needed to. Then my next circle would have been here, which it's there now. It's in this trade. It's there. It's here, and it's here. Okay. So, and why is that? Because that's a lower high. We have a fucking double top here. We have a head and shoulder, left, right. Fucking sick. All right. Then I have it measured here, and I have it measured here. Here's the opening range gap. So by the way, this closes right here. See how we go underneath that? It becomes an inversion. So when this pops up, boom, we tag underneath that gap. Look what I'm sharing with you. Look at the range from here to here. Look how we come right into the 50% of it. That's another tidbit. Underneath the first imbalance of the month, that's another tidbit. And banging underneath this gap. So I said, oh, beautiful. We're fucking 100% selling off. All right. I didn't draw it. There's a bearish imbalance right here. I didn't even draw. I didn't need to. Okay. I was trying to focus on what I was doing. The reason when it's pushed down, I said, oh, I got it. The next pullback, I'm selling. So what does it do? It pushes up, boom. And it's a wick. Just in case it wants to come a little bit higher, let it play out. Wick. That's a weak body candle. Doji. Then this one tags it. Once this tags it and it starts coming back in, now it's crossing over underneath this price action right here. It's crossing over it. This is going to be a breakaway imbalance. Price ain't going to come back into it. What do? 4 contracts, selling it. Comes down, breaking the 930. It's hunting. See this liquidity here and all that shit to the fucking side here? This is why I was weary initially, because you can see both sides of the market. You're going to say, well, dude, you could have saw both sides of the market yesterday and the day before. Yeah, that's true. But I was bearish, right? Number one. Number two, we had already reached up here. So we had all of this you had a higher probability of it being bearish. Okay, I took a shot, and not a shot. I'm following my analysis, but here it was. You could see both sides of the market. Here's a nice little speaker happening, right? You can see both sides of the market because you had this easy liquidity here, and you had this liquidity here, and that's what I'm trying to depict here. But when we're rushing here, oh my God. When we're rushing down like this, now I know they're coming for all this. And guess what? It just kept leaking, baby. Why? Because of the fact that they're rushing for everyone buying here. It was very, very obvious that we were buying back up, right? I'm not able to draw this the day before, okay? Without, someone else knowing what I'm doing. I mean, it's just not possible. Yeah, like, okay. So anyways, it pushes down, and then I'm not drawing all the rest. Yes, you might think there's a lot of lines. It's not. It's the opening range gap right there, and it's got its quads. Okay, and then you got the solid lines of the current week gap quadded. That's it. There's nothing. And then here's the opening gap of today at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's it. There's the midnight level right there. There's my first imbalance. There is the first imbalance of the month. All right, and then here's the fucking. I mean, there's not a lot, bro. It's not. It's not a lot. And I'm sorry if you think this is a lot. I mean, I don't know what to say. If you like, it's gonna take experience and time. So listen, I always recommend starting on smaller contracts, minis if you need. I mean, micros if you need to. Whatever the case is. The point is that it's just gonna take time. But as it's algorithmically moving down. It's watch it. So we just pushed right through. I know we came underneath the first imbalance right there, and we tag. Oh, we don't even tag it. It's that week. There's also a bearish imbalance right there. We tag it right there, right? But anyways, I have this projection here. I see 101.5. I know the sealment of the settlement would be right there. That's why I'm literally fucking circling now. It's like -1, the circle. I mean, the 50%, like. 1,000%. I know we're coming to seal it. Not even the 50. I know we're coming underneath this, right? The next target would be, look at the 101.5. The 101.5 is laying, on my projection, is laying on the 25 quadrant of the current week gap. Okay, we're just selling underneath it now. See how we came underneath it? Bink. So it came all the way back in my sell. I would have been fine if I held it, and I could have held it. Why? Because, back to the story of the second option in the day. I said either it was a bullish day and closes, or it was the reversal day. Well, I told you the points is 550 points of the average daily range. Well, we came up to 400 points initially up here. Another 150 would be up here, right? But guess what? If it's a bearish day, now we have a possibility of the 150 points that's remaining to be down here, right? Okay. So if it breaks below that, now let's just say it doesn't make a new lower high. This is the low of the day, this is the high, then you stuck in this range. That's very possible. Why? Because it's Friday. That's why I took this fucking trade out. That's why I took it out right here. Because I don't need to be a hero and be right. Because I know I'm going to get married. Just like yesterday, you saw me live. I was like, sounding irritated, getting, blah, blah, blah. Look at this. Look where it's going. Was I a part of it? Nope. Did I miss it? Yep. Is there a little piece of me saying, you fucking failure? Not really. But, God damn it, you should have held it, right? Right? Hey, this is transparency. This is what it is. Okay? And then, oh, I'm sorry. And then we also, the consecutive candles, beautiful. I'm measuring just the bodies, okay? -1. Ooh, right to the first imbalance of the month. I'm sorry, of the week. Dude, it just hit it again. In the whole week, they set this motherfucker up just so we can go above it and come all the way back to it today. Isn't that powerful? Oh, another thing, so I don't forget it. That was the other reason why. I drew this example. I said, go watch the video at this marker. I'm literally telling you about it because I wanted to see a closure back. See, yesterday we had a closure here. Okay, we had a closure there, a little bit lower actually, right? And then there's still remaining only the bullish side. There's no bearish candle overlapping. Keep in mind, NQ, no, not NQ, ES, they did that yesterday. Look how ES closed it right there. See that? They already closed it there. And they just, so now I'm getting irritated because I should have held it. I'm getting irritated. I could tell I'm irritated. But whatever. That was what I was saying in the video. I was saying, hey, and look where I stop it. I stop it right where the price is now because that was the minimum. Why? Because now we'll have a closure body, and then the following week we'll probably gap down and probably go for the low. We're bearish, so we're gonna go for the new low. That's a low. Look how it fucking reversed the way. And then anyways, okay. So you get what I'm saying. So the -1 and 1.5. I could have. I don't know why I didn't put this a little higher. Should have been here. But I did this because the -2. See, I was like, okay, we're going to come into this first in balance, right? And then we have for this projection, you have -2 here, and then you have the -1. And I was like, I wanted to see it come outside of the gap as well, because it's most likely going to do that. But why did I get out here? Look to the left. This is a breakout area. So just in case they came down here and then they pull back in and stay for Friday, and then for Monday they save it for pulling out, they could have done that. So guess what? It doesn't matter what it does right now. So just fucking beautiful, man. Speaker here, we took out the bottom side of the Asia range, and then we took the top side of the Asia range. So you have a high chance of it mean reverting, coming right back in. But I'm like, nah, we're coming lower, bro. Because of the fact that, this is just easy buying. Just look at this. U-shaped fucking momentum. So they're coming back for it. I'm getting out early. It is what it is. I'm oversold. It's fucking London close. London close can pull it back for all the lower highs made here at 10:30. So, but this is me. This entry method is basically saying, okay, well, I allowed you to go up. You know what I'm saying? And this and that. But it gave up right there. So I'm gonna come back. I know I made a long video, 31 minutes. Okay, and I'm gonna come back. So what have we done since then? We've hit the -2. That's why I have my circle right there. Look to the right. You can't make this shit up. You can't. I went through fucking hell to be able to do this. Years of hell. Years of hell. Trust me when I tell you, years of hell. I wanted to quit a million times. I happen to be. I'm not gonna go on my story. Forget that, all that shit. But look as we come right outside. Look what? There it is, right there. 11:41. You see that? So that's why I was like, hold it, buddy. You know better, right? And there's so many times I get upset that I didn't hold and trust my analysis and all these things. Right? And you're witnessing it now. And it irritates me that I'll never have perfect exits. I'll never perform perfect. It will never happen, but that's why I am also content, because I know it's never gonna happen. So if that's the case, I already know there's gonna be moves every day. The market provides. But I also know I'm never gonna be perfect. And I have accepted that. In the beginning, for me, it was horrible. I've been a perfectionist most of my life. So knowing yourself and being aware, you step back and say, okay, well, I'm not going to do that. I can't do that in this business. I can't. It's just not going to happen. The best loser wins. I have to be a great loser. And dude, I have never been a great loser. I've never been a great loser. I am very competitive, right? But I have to be aware of it. So anyways, that's showing you this. Motherfuckers. So anyways, and then you have initially with we get the little push up first with VIX. That pushed us down. Then I sold. When I sold, because we were already in bearish flow. So VIX is selling off and I was buying up initially. Then we made a new low, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I realized that this was a double top. I saw that, and I said, but I still said I really could still push back up higher, But I don't know what I don't know why. I didn't. I just played it safe. Let's just keep it that way. And then I saw this, and I'm like, dude. So then we pushed up. All right, I missed that sell, right? And then I said, okay, well, it has one more chance to sell again. It immediately did this. VIX pushed down really quick and was already oversold. And that was this moment here. When this price action right here came up to here. This little move from here to here. You motherfuckers. Ah! Oh, I wanted to hold it below this. And then my next target was -2. I fucked it up. I messed that up. And I knew I did. And watch, the 150, so this is 24,400. Let's just call it 4. So another 150 points would have been the average daily range. That's 24,300. That's 24,250. Where's 250? 250 is right here. Right here. 250. 24,250 would be an extended 200, the whole 550 point average daily range. If it chooses to, it can go more than that. I don't know. This is trading. Okay. But the point is that low hanging fruit was the 400. That's how I got to where I got up here. And then obviously if we're using this projection, we're coming down. We came into the 1 and 1.5. We popped back up. Now you expect to come back into this 2 to 2.5, right? So there's that. Now I've said that. You saw the measurements. I'm going to go back into the video because we're seeing this live, right? Okay. So this little push back on the VIX was that little push back up of the head and shoulder, the right shoulder. And then I was like, oh, that was quick. And then immediately shot off. I'm like, oh, dude, we're selling. Because the whole time, again, I'm monitoring this price action with this bearish imbalance right there. And I'm monitoring. I'm like, dude, if it's got to keep going. It's got to close strong and make new highs. It did not do that. It did not do that. You're 1,000% fucking telling. You're not making a low like this and then breaking lower to not go through it. You know what I'm saying? So okay, I don't mean to beat a horse. So as you see, we're popping up, and the fucking day's over. I mean, go play golf. Literally, this day's over. Did I miss something here? Oh, and then no, I didn't even use this at all, actually. Let's take a look here. Yes, that's right. Sorry, this was first used. So we swept out liquidity. We had higher lows here with with Dow and S&P. That pushed us up beautifully. And then you have a little divergence on where this is the high. That's a high. That's a lower high, lower high, lower high. So you don't see a divergence here, but the divergence is in the body. Take a look at the body here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, buddy. My goodness. Try to play it safe. See this candle here, this 950? See how it pushes in the wick here of the 945. You see how S&P doesn't even go in the wick? That's a divergence with bodies. You learned something new today. Oh, look at that pop up. Boy, they trying to get your ass, boy. They know you trying to hold that bitch. They know you trying to come down here. Look. Did they even take it out? The little bastard? Yeah, they took it out by a hair. No, 2.5. Look at the circle. Look at the bottom of my circle. Look at the bottom of my circle. Take a look. Take a look. Almost reaching where I got out. Look. It's right where I got out in milliseconds. Look where I got out. I got the fucking look. 481 is the 481. We were just there. We're at 476. Okay. Right? So anyways, yeah, because I'm not going to trade, but I mean, you can't make this shit up. So look, so here's the point. I got the circle just like yesterday. I have an expectation of coming here, but do I have to have it? Do I have to be perfect? No. You know why? It takes out the ambiguity. It takes out the nuance of being fucking emotionally charged, married to it, and then even while it's pulling back on you, you're still saying, I'm gonna hold it for dear life, and you never get it. What if it just stayed in the range? Just talking, right? So I do things like this to get a portion of the meat, and I have to be fair. I can't be greedy, right? And then you maneuver like this, and this is, okay, I'm talking too much. Dollar is also pushing up. I talked about that this whole time. We popped into that bullish imbalance, and then we're now going for these equal highs up here. Look at this guy. Look at this fucking, it doesn't even have it's not fair. It offered, it's only a bearish candle. It literally opened up here and sold off. There's no wick or not. That's unfair. That's fucking scamming. That's scamming. Why they do that? Because they were trying to get some of these guys before they pushed all the way down. They were fucking scamming doing that. So they gotta come back up. They gotta come back up and offer it. All right. So that right there. You know what I'm saying? That's just a tidbit. But anyways, dollar's pushing up, and I talked about this all this time. So this conversation that we've had is more confluence. Let me pull up this real quick and show oil. Oil was also going up. So I talked about all these things, right? As the confluence of these trades. So I have the idea, I have the analysis, I have shown you the analysis, I have shown you the fucking trades from the top yesterday. Okay, from up, where are we? From up here, from the trades up here, selling, getting out here, okay, and then buying up and then selling back down here. I mean, like that part of analysis. Could I have held this shit still? Yeah. Could I? Yeah. I mean, but listen, intraday, this is how I'm maneuvering, and it is what it is. So, you know, there's a lot of shit I could say right now, but dude, we're bearish. I've been talking about this. I've been talking. I'm trying to tell you, if you're new, I've been talking about this all the way. I can't even remember. I said it from here when we broke this low of October 10th. I said that's a break of structure. High, higher low, high, break, lower high, break. You see the flow? That's a lower high we're in. We're getting, they're not going to go any higher. It's over with. So next targets are obviously coming to the 101.5 here. Breakout level liquidity right there. That's definitely where we're going next, if generally speaking. And then they're talking about, you know, Trump's like, oh, you know, the war will be over soon. It's like, okay, well, if that's the case, I'm still selling, buddy, because they use him. They picked him as a president before he was a president. They knew he was going to be they knocked on his door and said, guess what, guys? We're going to I'm going to give you your family money, and I'm going to make you the president. Okay. But you got to do what I say. Okay. And that's Mr. Who's that? Who's they? They always talk about they. You know who I'm talking about. It's the ones who's, yeah. We all know who that is. I don't even have to say it right now. We all know who it is. If you just pay attention to the news, we all know who that little race of 11 million people are. We already know who they are. So anyways, breakout level here, pushes right through, projected here, negative twos here, I have the 38 on the fib here. I like the 50 coming back into an extended range here. This might take, just now go study 25, 22. It's going to be very interesting. And that's that. And then here you go also with, this motherfucker pushing down here, right? Also. And then, I mean, I'm obviously seeing, I want to see it come down in here. It just makes perfect fucking sense. We've seen so many cycles here, and I'm not making it difficult. Here's my chart, bro. Here's my macro chart, bro. Go ahead and take a look at it. All right. So, it's on a week also. So, you know, all these cycles here, I've been through all these cycles here on this page. Okay. And, you know, pushing up, retracing back into a 61 here, pushing up, retracing back into a 50 here, pushing up, retracing back into where 38, maybe a 38, maybe it rushes really quick. This happens really fast, because he made that shit happen really fast here and fucking flip. They're using it on purpose. It's an excuse. This whole situation is just so they can move this price back down here. That's it. That's all they're doing. 38, 50, I don't know. This one's going to be interesting here. These are the three levels. The 38 breakout level, that's a minimum, I think, obviously. And then 50, and then the 61. So breakout area, there's a gap here, and then stop right here, and then, hey, this game continues. But what you can see, I already have this agenda here. Spin on the chart, liquidity, imbalance, breakout level, gap. No gap. There's no bodies there. Nobody's there. God, it does seem like I like talking. Only offering one-sided. If this, I'm talking about the 23,000 level underneath it. I mean, 22,000 level right there. Look at that. So, anything else to say? And then when we go below, I'm going to want to use these as resistance as we're doing. You see that break? See, it made an imbalance on the daily. That's very obvious. And that's why I said in the drawing that I made, that would depict that. So we come up for a lower high in this time frame, but on the daily, what that would present is an imbalance. And you're going to see that stay empty before that low gets taken. So that's it. That's just all it is there. Now we have a body here. So I'm expecting it. Yeah, they might come in more. They might come right back. Hey, the day's over for me. So, but we're going to want to use this weekly. I'm going to all the way cross it over. It's going to be hard to do that right now with all this price action, but I want to use this as resistance. So you can quad this weekly here, and then while we're lower low, lower highing, I want to use that as a resistance. Remember I said that. No bodies in the daily. Look at that. Just fucking nice, man. And it was a tough market, but man, I'll be honest with you, the more experience you get, even it being this tough, and this is the most challenging I've ever been challenged, I'll be honest with you. That's for sure. But I'm amazed by how well I'm still able to operate, and as long as you don't get emotional and go on tilt, only take 2 shots per trade. If it's not working, it's probably going the other way, or just stop and wait for the next fucking bust to come. I promise you, with your analysis, you'll be profitable and consistent if you can do that. But if you can't with the emotions and you just constantly go on to, dude, then you're never gonna, and if you don't take this serious, it's never gonna happen. 47 minutes. Fuck. Should I just leave it alone? Yeah. You guys take care. God bless. Have a good weekend.